Hello. Hi Nadine, shiny day. Shiny day to any lurkers. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Hi. Welcome in. Yeah, the title is true. We'll get to that. We have two thumbnails to make today, one for Demon Bluff. So we'll be adding the number to the first thumbnail. And the last video for Nancy Drew, they beat the game. Bonbon, hello, shiny day, welcome in. Tuning in live from Cramp City. What a shitty place to be. Hope you feel better soon. I worked on the color bottle and it should work as expected now. I realized I was doing some real stupid shit with how the pile was being processed. I was like I had some redundant processing of the strings, like I was doing the same thing multiple times and it was adding things in the wrong order. That's why it had like all of the slashes and weird things, because it was escaping commas and quotation marks. It was a mess, but I cleaned it up and it should be fine now. I don't remember if I made the last changes public on my GitHub. Let me check real quick. If I push the update, I've not found a different they're not. I'm just gonna push that real quick. I've not found a different thing to use other than GitHub, because a lot of the ones that exist are self-hosted, and I'm not against that, but kind of defeats the purpose of having a public repository if you don't have it be public. You gotta keep looking. And we're gonna look at this thumbnails. I changed the layout of this. I just flipped it a little bit because I noticed that when I'm working on my tablet, I was looking away from the screen or away from the canvas that is the stream, and that irks me. Don't like it when, I don't know, it's just a pet peeve of mine when the person that's directing the content is looking away from whatever it is that they're doing. It just looks silly to me. And I realized I was doing that. So I'm still technically looking away when I'm talking to chat, but when I'm actually working on the thing, I'm like working on it, which is what I wanted. I didn't put my glove on. I don't even know where I have it. Still want to use. I need to wash these. They're filthy. The solution to looking away from the camera when talking to chat would be to have a prompter that sits like right where the camera is, so that I can look at you when I'm reading chat. Facecam below chat. I actually did do that at first, like because I had it on this corner, right? And then I moved it to this other corner over on this way. And then I was just looking down at the title of the stream. It's like, hold on, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't solve the problem at all. How does the logo for Demon Bluff look? Demon Bluff logo. Is it just red? It's white with the O being stylized as an I. So I guess I just invert what I did here and have the number be white. That didn't change anything. And the outline to be black. I didn't apply it. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Not that it needs to look good, it just needs to be recognizable. I'm gonna export this bad boy as is. Move this out of the way. Do I have a folder for Demon Bluff? I don't think I do, because I thought it was gonna be a one and done. Didn't expect Jacob to play it again, even though he said he would. Because he always says he'll do it again, and then he doesn't. Patrick, hello. T-Flavored Roses, hello, shiny day. Came like a centimeter away from starting your day by stepping on cat vomit. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. That wouldn't have been a very shiny day. Where the heck is the first Demon Bluff thumbnail? Oh, whatever. Just gonna save it here. And then we're just gonna find it where it's easier to find. Make folder from selection Demon Bluff. Cool. And then we save this bad boy. Technically I should save it as 001, but consistency, never heard of her. And then we open it as a template so that we can grab the same number. Hide that for now. And we get to screenshotting. What are my notes for this guy? This is from the 13th. I didn't write any notes on the Nancy Drew one. Well, my only notes for this stream are, you can leave, did you? And I said it wrong in my mouth. I think they also had a very funny reaction at some point in the stream. I think that was on the webcam view though. You're sad because your SSS long sleeve shirt got shrunk by someone putting it in the dryer and they don't sell long sleeves anymore. Yeah. SSS merch situation is a little lacking, if I'm honest with you. They did a good thing by going with a better distributor, but they also cursed themselves with having more work to do on that front and having to order inventory if they want to have anything on the merch site, which I do believe most of their stuff is sold out. Do like a new tee is a nice fabric. Would like a long sleeve option. I would like any colors. I have a VHS shirt in purple that I really like. I think there was one with a bit more, the one that had like an abstract design in white. Really like that. But now every shirt is black. And I don't need any more black shirts. My issue with Drawfee merch as well. I bought their sweaters because I like the design on them, but I would love to have literally any color. You almost only wear black, so you didn't even notice they don't offer colors. Yeah, that was, like, for the longest, that was my wardrobe as well. Well, it kind of still is, because I haven't changed a bunch of my shirts. But I would have a lot of black apparel. And I just want some colors, man. I do want a screenshot of that. HUD elements. Bombardier blew up. Don't find Drawfee has as many wearable designs, but you do have the metal sweater. Yeah, that's mostly the one I wanted. I got the delete your art one because it's a funny sentence. And also I had missed out on the metal one. So I was like, whatever, I'll just get the delete your art. That was fun. And then they did a second run. And I got the metal sweater. I don't even know what they have anymore. DF, DBA, collections. Is it just Drawfee or Drawfee Show? It's just Drawfee. I have a Jacob Horse long sleeve. It's kind of fun. Again, in black. Logo shirt. University shirt. Well, that one's sold out. I really like the stuff that's non-apparel. The pins and the plushes. It's apparent to me that they are great artists, but definitely not clothing designers. No shade to Karina, of course. She does an excellent job designing all the merch. And I imagine the stuff that they design is things that they feel happy wearing. Just not what I want. I really like the approach that Linus Media Group had with Creator Warehouse, where they're making cool clothes that don't necessarily scream YouTuber merch. It also means that it takes forever for them to push out anything, which is the downside of carefully designing something. I want to find that one reaction. It's probably what I'm going to go with. Because otherwise the game doesn't have a lot to really put in a thumbnail. Did I miss the... Okay. I know for sure there was a frame where they both face palmed to some degree. But now I don't know where it is. There you are. I was where with the bump of the ear one that I had screenshotted earlier. Monk. We're gonna have to embiggen this to a comical degree. It's really low quality. Did enjoy the first stream. It's a fun game. I actually really enjoy it. I feel like this game, Demon Bluff, would be a really excellent game for a mobile setting. Reaction image worthy. This actually became a sticker on the Secret Sleepover Discord. I want to grab this and just put it behind them. I don't know why I'm doing it the hard way. Just have the marquee tool. Do that and erase the borders. I really wish my scroll wheel would work. Do I have it set up wrong? I might have it set up wrong on the hotkey. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Alternatively, I could just have in red, big red letters, evil win. Or evils win. I think that would be a very succinct way of doing it. Where do I have my hotkey stuff? Here. Here. Oh, we're gonna exit you. And we're gonna open you. The Escalium. So, should I send it blind? Blind. That might be all it takes, honestly. Open that up. No, there's something about this that doesn't quite work. But it works here. So I don't know why it doesn't work here. Like the scroll wheel is clearly working on my macro pad, but for some reason it doesn't work when I'm on this side. It doesn't know where it is. Oh, interesting. It doesn't know that I'm hovering over this. Does it work if I'm using my mouse? It does. Oh, interesting developments. Does it work if I put my mouse here? Whoops. And then I do this. Oh, it does. But it doesn't if I'm doing this. The hell? What fresh hell is this? I could probably hotkey zooming in and out to something else and just use the hotkey. I just like using the scroll wheel. Where's the settings? Settings. Shortcuts. View. Zoom. Zoom in. Control. Control. That actually this is zoom out, which would be minus. And then control. Nope. Regular control equals. But does the scroll wheel like me using it? That's an excellent question. I don't know how to give you an answer. Either lap. Shiny day. Your mouse scroll wheel has been broken for a few months. It's been a heartbreaking loss. However, you got pomegranate juice and the side buttons like the first day you got it. So you've been getting a new one for a while. I think you need to wrap your mouse in plastic. Once you get a new one. Okay, that's not doing anything. Maybe I should just change it. I can make this page down and page up. And then change this to be shortcuts. I could just do that. No, because if I type, that's gonna be weird. Let's reload the script. Zoom in. I always do them backwards. And then if I want to rotate, I can send this blind. In case of anything. Reload the script. And then for rotate, you can do control. All you're gonna do is down, page up. That's not. Wow, that's an extreme zoom. It also doesn't take into account where my mouse is. If I want to rotate, ooh, look at that. It works. The system works. Okay, that's good enough for me. Grab my basic brush. Apparently, cat vomit was the least of your worries. Poor half stash got in a scuffle with one of the other cats and broke one of his claws. Well, that sucks. One of my cats has been acting a little weird. It's like one of his legs are hurting. I'm not sure how that would have happened, but I'm gonna keep an eye out. See how he evolves. There are a couple of services that offer in-home vet assistance, so I might do that. So I don't have to log into someplace. We'll see though. We'll see. Entertainment, hello. Shiny night. Gonna make a layer clipped to this layer. Oops. I'm gonna paint this in. Oh, I still have stabilizer on. Don't do that. Oh, it's gonna look a little weird because I can't paint with JPEG artifacting. Oh, why are you not the same color? Oh, is it a gradient? You silly. My acrylic. Wow, to go out of respond. So I can do this with a bit more finesse. And I'm actually going to do the same thing Hello. My thing is not working again. Why? I compiled you. I saved this, right? Yeah. You. Okay. If I run you directly. Okay. Not sure what happened there. Wrong layer. Cool. So now what we're gonna do, actually that's the way down there. Should be down there too. Ow. What you were sorry about? Sorry for the sudden downer. Oh, don't worry about it. Life sucks sometimes. How well is this gonna work? I need to behind you to make sure. Realistically, I don't need like all of it. I just need enough of their body to put it in front of or behind something. That's polygonal. Don't want that. Get rid of that. Grab this section. Yeah, Chad decided that their day was being prophesized by whatever quote it might be that you get. We're nearing 1,000 quotes, so there's a lot of chances of your day going any number of different ways. Half of them are horny though, so keep that in mind. grab this arm. Make sure the elbow's in there. The elbow is a very important part of the arm. I'll have you know. Should probably grab the chair too. It's going to be all the foreground elements. I'm not even going to try and remove the microphones because there's no way for me to do that without it looking extremely obvious that I did something because of all the JPEG artifacting. The odds of getting a horny quote are much higher than 50-50. It's gonna make that a new layer. So we have just them. Then we can put this underneath and embiggen it. You know, I'm kind of leaning towards having, whoops, just a big text that says evils win. I feel like that's going to be more impactful. I just wrote this text and for some reason my brain read it as Elvis wins. Brain Elvis is not involved. I think this is better though. Goodbye. Goodbye other layer that I spent 10 minutes working on. Sure, half the comments are gonna misread it as that. I hope so. I'm gonna get so much engagement out of Elvis. Put it in red. Wow, that's red. Actually, what? Oh, it looks fine on that one because it has a black background, which I do not have the luxury of on this. I guess I could just have a fill layer with a gradient. That's not a gradient. Oh, it is a gradient, it's just black to black. And make it multiply. And have this text be the reddest red you've ever seen. Yeah, I'll drag the channel of the algorithmic hole it's found itself in. It is a little slow these days, but it's also vacation time. Is it like summer vacation or something? So there's less people Coming back from a boring day, wanting anything to have a laugh. Khaztaroth, shiny day. So I'm not terribly worried. School just started when you are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's nearing the end. Like this week until like the first week of September, schools are starting. So we should see some more normal traffic. Good news, sorted your pipe. Bad news, both things that could be error 18 on your washing machine were true, so also your washing machine is dead. Well, that sucks. Didn't you just replace your dryer? Yeah, okay. Well, that's gonna be something for sure. Do I want a white outline? I feel like it's gonna be powerful if I do that. I was wrong. That doesn't look any better. I do want something on the text. It's looking a little bland. Maybe just a regular black border. That kind of makes it stand out a little better, but oh, your dishwasher, I see. Same thing. Clothes dryer, dishwasher. On the plus side, exactly like the dishwasher, you go in a decent second-hand place to see if they had a washing machine. And they just got one in today. Oh, that's nice. Well, at least there's a path forward, which is, I think, a huge step. I'm gonna struggle to find a place where to put this number. You worry about me with home appliances? Don't. The dishwasher is an appliance you can live without. I wish I didn't, though. Dishwasher is very convenient. Does the other thumbnail says 1 or 2? Starting to think I put the wrong number on it. I put the wrong number on it. Let me save this. Let's create a new folder. Wrong caps. Demon Bluff. And we're gonna grab you. Put you here. Save you, and I'm gonna open this one. Put the right number in. Save it and export it. And then export this one. It's number 2. And just to be safe, I'm going to upload it right away. I really need to pin this folder. Pin to quick access. Demon Bluff 2. And we're going to schedule it for Wednesday at 3 p.m. my time. Save. Cool. First thumbnail done. We're right on schedule. We're gonna open new templates in. Oh, I have a Nancy Drew folder. Do I have a Nancy Drew folder? I do. We're gonna release. And we're gonna screenshot the hell out of this in this video. Cool. So this is the stream where Jacob flashbanged Julia. It was extremely funny. Even if you don't care about Nancy Drew, this stream was hilarious. They also play GeoGuessr in the last hour of the stream. There was also a still that would be good for the thumbnail, that they actually had the thought of moving the mouse away in case I wanted to screenshot it. Press conference, Julia. There you go. The whole interaction is extremely funny. I highly encourage you to watch the entire thing. It's during the first outbreak, so you won't have to wait terribly long if you're curious as to how that whole thing went down. Oh man. It's one of those moments that I laugh every time I watch it. I laughed during the stream. I laughed when I was editing the video. Editing, quote unquote, I was just streaming it like I usually do. And I was laughing when I was subtitling the video. And I'm laughing now. It's just... It was an excellent moment. Compilation worthy. The rest is the end of the game, which would be a spoiler. There's also a blooper reel at the end, but it was hard to hear what was going on. They were also talking about FlameCon, and in GeoGuessr, they got the exact place where FlameCon was gonna be hosted. Extremely fortuitous. Very convenient to tell people where to go. There's something about blurry people always It's always funny. Look at this pose. Sassy Jacob. Alright, how do I want to do this? I did change the original title of the stream to be, or I changed it from the title that Jacob put on the stream to be Blinded by the Revelations in Nancy Drew. Because the original title implied that they were going to talk on the phone for a while, and they didn't pick up the phone once. So that was kind of a lie. Also, it was an extremely long title. I really want to use this in some way, but I don't know that it would really say anything about the gameplay aspect. It's just Julian getting blasted with light. I mean, it would tie in with the title I put in there, but that's about it. They also were really interested in this. Because Julia was like, this is what Jacob looks like when the puzzles go on for too long. But it's too small of an element to use. Maybe have one of the puzzles behind her. That could be interesting. I think the ball puzzle would be a good candidate. Can this even recognize where Julia ends and where the wall starts? It can! Holy shit. That's incredible. We have the microphone arm. And the cable. Granulator from this, and then we have this behind her. Some capacity. Can't get comfortable. This desk is bad, this chair is bad. Everything's bad. I'm gonna throw it all out and work on the floor. Make it a little tilted so I can fit more of it in. Tilted which way? Definitely not that way. I guess that's the most tilt I can get. Force it to solve all the problems. Yeah. Starry-headed ghost. Hello, shiny day. Welcome in. Sorry. Yes. I knew that was the case, and I still read it wrong. Because I'm silly. It's either this. Let's grab these and group them together. It's either this or my other idea, which would be less to do with Nancy Drew or the title, but it would be a more interesting visual. Would be to have them like so. Come on. I will need to remove some microphones and whatnot. Not really an issue. I've done it entirely too many times at this point. I've actually done it less recently. Haven't felt the need. Do it that way. Oh, thank you for the follow. Your advertising worked. Greatest salesperson. Patrick. I was gonna come up with a last name for you. But I didn't. I couldn't think of one fast enough. Patrick Babe. Yeah, that could work. Patrick Sales Babe. Don't sell babes. That's illegal. I do like the composition of this. You have a request if I go this route. Shoot. Do I remember what your actual last name is? I don't think I know. I don't think I've ever put that to mind. I'm gonna assume it is Patrick. You're like Mario. You're Patrick. Can we get a very faintly ghost hit Nancy drew on the glass of the building behind Julia? You mean like in this area? I could do that. See how it looks. Above Julia's head. Ah, this one. Okay, yeah. Not too weird of a guess, to be honest. Your parents did go a bit wild with naming people Patrick. Damn. As long as they don't number them. Your dad's middle name is Patrick and was born on St. Patrick. Your brother's middle name is Patrick and your name is Patrick. Damn. I was joking about enumerating your kids, but one of my uncles is called Second. technically. I think it's because his first name is some family name, and then middle name is second, because he's the second whoever. But everyone just calls him second. We're gonna organize these layers a little bit better. And we're gonna add a layer on top of this. Do I want it clipped to the thing? I think I do. Then I'm gonna have my textured acrylic brush. And we're gonna do some coloring here. Just gonna blob some colors, trying to get the shapes right. I think that's a color. I don't know what that is, but I imagine it extends a little bit. That must be arm, probably. There's gotta be an arm here somewhere. Maybe they didn't take Julia's arms. Can I do this? Get some more shadows in. I'm always a little jealous of the artists that can kind of just know how the shadows and highlights on anything will work. Feels like a superpower. Just put down some colors and know exactly how it's supposed to look. I'm getting better at it, but I still don't know. You're ordering your grad sword this week? Hell yeah. That almost looks right, except that it doesn't. Julia's shirt bunches up a lot. Also, if this is arm, it wouldn't work that way. So we're just gonna pretend that it's not supposed to go like that. Can you update? I'm just gonna get rid of... Well, her arm must be like here. Wow, she's white. I knew that, but every time I color pick someone who's white, I'm like, damn, you really are, like, pale. Would that make sense? That kind of does make sense. I have to draw an arm. That's after the farmer's stand. Well, this is the inside of the arm. That one doesn't get super tanned regardless. But yeah. Let's add some color to this. How much can I cheat? Well, that looks almost correct. Except that this doesn't connect the way it's supposed to. Because there's supposed to be a shadow like this under that. To some degree. Also, the shape of the arm doesn't make sense. This layer is clipped, so I can't really draw past it, so I'm just gonna have to do this. And get a shadow color for it. It almost feels too shadowy. Yeah, that can't be right. Feel personally called out by me calling out pale people. Well, I'm not calling her out, I'm always surprised. Because when you look at someone who's pale, like if you look at Julia's arm, it doesn't look that pale. But if you color pick it, you get like no saturation. That's the color that I get. Remember how you ordered UV 3 protection sleeves. Your body finally built up immunity right as they arrived. Now they work by you having them. If you own them, then your body is protected from the sun. It's like a good luck charm. Don't lose them. Do I forgot the idea of trying to draw a good arm? I wish I knew anatomy. That would make my life easier. I wish I had the exact skill set that I need to do this task in particular. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be convenient? Convenient. Sometimes I know how to talk. Actually, I'm silly. It's gonna be real pale here, because that's where the light is hitting it. And then it gets less pale as the light wraps around it. So it will be that. And then dark where there is no light. Right there. But good. Shadows too contrasty, but I think I'm going in the right direction. This is my biggest problem, is that this needs to be a straight line. Alright, never mind. Gonna do that, and then we're gonna whoop. And now I don't have to worry about it. I'm just gonna paint this yellow, and no one will know what happened. Easy. I wanted to try, because this looks a little too big on the viewport, but you know what? Whatevs. What ifs? That's what I have to say to that. I do have to paint Jacob's shirt, and there is a design on it, but we're just gonna pretend that the design is exactly the shape of where this microphone isn't. And no one will know. I am gonna paint a little bit outside the lines here. By outside the lines, I mean over Julia's finger. Just so I can get the color right to the edge. And then I'm just gonna erase whatever's on top of Julia's finger. I didn't clean my tablet today. That was a mistake. It's hard to tell if I'm painting right. There's too many lights in here. I think that's good enough. In the words of Eileen Lepetit, good enough. Can I get this next situation sorted? I need to blend that. Not like that. I guess it only blends. Not alpha colors. Got it. Okay, so I just have to paint it like a normal person. Well, ain't that fun? Oh yeah, you did hide your hair. That's the way that sentence was coming out of my mouth. Recently. You're convinced they give you loud, jangly linears at the library so you don't scare the patrons. That seems correct. I get these colors mixed in a little bit. And then we're gonna erase this to the best of our abilities. Zoop. Cool. Now to add a Nancy. Now the only issue is that I don't think I have a visual of this Nancy in particular. I don't think the game ever shows Nancy, so I'm just gonna have to grab a Nancy. The fainty one? I mean... Whoops. You mean that woman? Let's see how this looks. I just think she's too small. Actually, there was a further away still of her, wasn't there? So after all of this, oh, she's not in the same pose. She's gonna be small anyways. Can you recognize that this is a person? You know what? That's pretty good. We need to grab a little bit more of the edge here. Some classic edging. You know how it is around here. don't, well, welcome in. Gonna have to rebuild your torso here, lady. Which sucks. Because I just established I don't know anatomy. You must have some ass, right? There's a truck selling vegetables outside. If y'all want any tomatoes, just grab a posable model from Clip Studio and don't even draw over it. I think I have this specific pose in for a model. I'm going through some of the different layers, but I think color dodge is the way to go. A rigged 3D model of Jacob and Julia. I've been wanting that since their first apartment. That will make my life so much easier. I want a rig of them and a 3D scan of their room. Which realistically could be kind of easy to 3D scan their room because I could make a splat from a video if they just record walking around the room. Similar with, I guess I could do a splat of them as well. If I just have them move the camera around them instead of having them rotate in place. I'm trying to think if I need to add anything else to this thumbnail to tie it into Nancy Drew a bit better. Have I told him that directly? No, because it would require Jacob doing something. And we all know how that goes. Where's Jacob quotes? Where Jacob quote? Whether you know this song, it's down. Hold on, I can do this. It's no. It's down there. It's down there. Well, I can't point to it myself. And Julia was pointing. It is small. It might be hard to see on mobile. I don't know if I want to make it that much bigger. It does kind of blend in. Wrong thing. If I move you like down here, maybe. Can make it a little bigger. That doesn't get in the way. That's my biggest issue. I'm afraid things getting in the way. But that's out of the way enough. And it's way easier to see. Okay. I should also make the font bigger. I could do that. I coded that, so I can change it however I want. I could even make it right aligned. Wait, did I do something for that? Surely not. Didn't I do it so if it changed sides if I click on it? No. I swore I coded some behavior like that on something. I don't remember what though. Is this even the right widget? Yeah, it is. I am even the right widget. I don't think so. Let's put a number on it. Oh, Julia's pointing at the number. That's kind of cute, actually. Do I have a text button? I do. This is 5, Mambo number 5. Or Mambo if you want to be correct. Yeah, it's kind of complements each other. It's Nancy Drew, episode 5. intentional. I don't need the eye because Jacob and Julie are on the frame, although I could put it like somewhere behind one of these windows. Like back there, maybe, just for funsies. Light filter, perspective, just squash you right there. And then make this, oh wait. I didn't know you could change the layer type on an effect layer. That's kind of crazy. Put it in the center of Julia's tattoo. Give Julia an SSS tattoo. Fix the perspective a little bit and then warp it. To fit the shape of the arm a little more. I think my good buddy average. That's fun. I think that's a good thumbnail. I should save this file. I haven't saved it at all. Living on the edge of glory. And export it so we don't forget. Nancy Drew. And we upload it so we don't forget. Nancy. Scheduled for Sunday at 3 p.m. Yes. Now you have the power of influencing the thumbnail. Yeah, I like doing thumbnails live because I know quite well what I'm going for, but sometimes someone will have a suggestion that I wouldn't have thought of myself. And it can be interesting. Even if I don't end up using it, it's good to make the attempt. Because if I don't like it, I can, in my brain, understand why I don't like it. Take me to Snurch. Yeah, and sometimes chat will tell me, hey, that I wouldn't click on that. Or I don't understand what this is supposed to show. I feel like most of the time you're bad influences. Well, the thing is that I have my own brain, and I could say no, and I don't, because I think your ideas are funny. I could go like, no, I don't feel like doing that, but is that all for today? I believe so. You asking to put Jacob Hale on a shelf? Can't remember the game is your favorite contribution to a thumbnail. Genuinely surprising and dangerous suggestion. I mean, it's a very non-obtrusive change, and I was putting it just for the lulz anyways, because conventional procedure is that if Jacob and Julia's face are on the thumbnail, I don't need to put the logo, because you can already recognize what channel is the thumbnail from. But if you go and see something like the Demon Bluff photo, there's nothing here that tells you what the channel is, so I put the logo in some way to make it more recognizable. But rules are meant to be used however you please, is what I've learned from living in this society. So sometimes I don't do that. Nadine doesn't want me to use it all the time because she believes I need to differentiate myself from compilation makers. In my mind, you can see that the video is 2 hours long, so it's not a compilation. But there is an argument to be had that people will not look at the runtime of a video until after they clicked it. Maybe even halfway through watching it. Just also like consistency. Fair. My reasoning behind not having the logo all the time is because I want the thumbnails to be as clean as possible. An example of that I feel like I did really well with was where are you? This one? Yeah. So this one has very few elements, very noticeable shapes. It's very clean, very efficient with the use of elements. Which is what I strive for. So this one is not really the best because the buildings are a lot of visual noise. But I think the setting does help. Actually, if I wanted to get a little bit more distance between Jacob and Julie in the background, I could give them like an outer shadow. Just so that they are not blending in as much. Also, if I wanted to go a little crazier, I would add a white balance adjustment. And probably curves adjustment on red. Just need to find the right tone. Tone down the green a little bit. Do I want more green? No, don't. Just make him fit with City Light a bit better. That's good. I'm pretty sure, Patrick, you were the one that suggested the angling of the elements on the third Jutero thumbnail and the super knots on Jutero's nips. To mention something recent. Okay, I'm gonna export this again, overwrite that, and change it here. Yeah, it's better. I like the colors of that. I think you did suggest you can poop on me once, but I believe that just swayed me to use it because I was already thinking of using it. Half Stash didn't break his claw? Hell yeah. Apparently one of the cats bit his toe. Kinky. I hate it when my transitions don't transition the way I want them to. Because I have like a whole stinger for transiting between things. It's supposed to do that. And then, is it this one? Yeah. I need to figure out what's happening with that. Anyways, I think that's all I needed to do today. I gotta finish Saturday's subtitles. I won't be here on Sunday. I'll be out of town during the weekend, but we will have a Thursday stream. Where we will continue BioShock 2 Remastered. We probably have 2 streams left on that, so I don't imagine the next one to be the end. Or maybe it will be. I don't know. That game seemed to be either longer or shorter based on random nonsense. I believe from my How Long to Beat stuff on Play Night, I am close to the end, but I also do leave the game open slightly longer than what I'm playing, so... Is Play Night gonna start and tell me... What? Play Night? I guess I just didn't... BioShock 2... Yeah, I'm 10 hours in, give or take an hour. And... Wait, no, that's... How many hours I'm in? I don't know. Actually. This bar is whack. Well, the main story is supposed to take anywhere between 10 and 14 hours. I'm not sure how many hours I have because it just shows me a little blip on a bar. Don't know how to read that. Yeah. Thursday that, Sunday I won't be there. Here. Actually. And next month should be mostly normal except for the week of September 18th, because that's when a bunch of shit happens. I've been Khaz, you've been wonderful. Remember that you're very important to me, and remember don't flashbang your wife. Where's the shirt?